Welcome back. If you're wasting money on clicks that never turn into customers, then one of your problems might be not using negative keywords or not using enough negative keywords. Some people think just 5 or 10 are enough to get away with, but honestly, you should be having at least 1,000 negative keywords. So, what are negative keywords? Negative keywords are words or phrases that you don't want your ads to show up for. So if you're a plumber and someone searches DIY plumbing tips, then you don't want to waste your money and your clicks on that search term. You don't want to show up for DIY or cheap or anything that's low intent. So anything that indicates that someone isn't looking to buy, then you don't want to show up for that. So negative keywords are really important because they stop you showing up to people that aren't ready to buy, which means that you save your ad budget to spend on the higher intent keywords, which will increase your ROI overall because it allows you to target just the high intent keywords, which means that you'll convert at a higher rate, which makes Google happier. And so you get a lower cost per click and all of your costs just go down dramatically. So to add your negative keywords, pretty easy. Just go to Google Ads, campaign, keywords, negative keywords. And then click the plus button and type in your relevant terms. So to add in your negative keywords, you go to your Google Ads account, scroll down to campaigns, audiences, keywords, and keywords. And then you can have a look at the ones that show up. For example, for this campaign, we've got all of your normal keywords, and then you switch over to negative keywords. Give it a sec. And then you can see that all of these keywords are ones that people search, but we don't want to show up for. For example, appliance, that's people looking for appliance or a device, whereas we're selling a service. Other things like building and pest, we're not offering those searches. And as you can see, I've got over 900 negative keywords here. So to add your keywords, you just hit the plus, and then you can use a negative keyword list like I've got here. So you just copy those words in from a spreadsheet or something else, and then you hit save. Or if you want to add them in one by one, normally I suggest putting them in at the campaign group because normally a negative keyword will apply to all of your ad groups in your campaign. So for example, cheap, DIY, free, anything like that. Another good one is locations. For example, if you're based in Melbourne, Australia, then you don't want Sydney. So sometimes people search Sydney and you just don't want to show up for that. And then you scroll down, hit save. So if you want a good example of some negative keywords, I've got my keyword mega list here. So we've got animals, countries, files, like news, retail, technologies, like anything irrelevant. It's good to have in here just because you never know when someone will make an irrelevant search and still click on your ad. So it's good to have all of these lists ready. Now, what you should be doing every week is you should be going into Insights search terms. And we'll just change that to, we'll just say this week. And then you can scroll down and find anything that isn't relevant to you. For example, these ones, these are informational searches. They're not looking to buy. Mold reader, that's a device. Can I be tested? Can you smell mold? Mold spore detector. Yeah. And then once you selected the irrelevant ones, hit add as a native keyword, select campaign, and then hit save. And then that will keep your search terms relevant and keep your costs down. And you should be doing that every week to make sure that you're on top of it. And you'll end up adding tons of them. I've added over 900 keywords just from the search terms. So you want to keep on top of that. Otherwise, your costs will balloon out and your conversion rates will suffer, which means you go broke. So if you want that mega keyword list, just click the link in the description and you can access my keyword mega list with over 2,000 pre-built keywords. And they should save you at least 30% on your campaigns. And typically when you start adding in hundreds of negative keywords, you should see plenty of ROI from something that's free and quick to do. But a lot of people miss it. So make sure you're on top of your negative keywords. Add them in every week from your search terms report, and you'll see your costs decrease. Have a good day.